Hi there, welcome to the Call to Cinema. I am Aaron, and Friday the 13th. It's not Friday the 13th, but it's an epic day for anybody that likes the Friday the 13th series. So, while I'm waiting for some people to come in here, I'm just going to say welcome to the Call to Cinema, and I'm going to give a shout out to my Patreon supporters, and we will go from there. So, Vanessa, Joe Grabinski, Brian, Dale, Dr. Mark, Mad Scientist, JR, the three Ryans, Shadow, Lisa Crow, Mary, Sumo, Italian Dan, thank you so much. Now, to get to the really, really cool stuff. So hopefully you guys will show up tonight. Because tonight, we're talking Friday the 13th. And not just any Friday 13th. Hey, Emily, welcome. Thank you for being the first person here. It was so quiet. Did you saw the, I know you saw the announcement because you saw it on we mentioned it on Facebook. How excited are you for the Friday 13th box that coming up from Scream Factory? Because I am. Hey, Michael. The only lucky. Hey there, Jason. Jason, you came at the right time. Your namesake. So we are going to go over all the features on the Friday 13th set. And man, it's a lot. I should probably get my tea. I have a tea. So, do you mind waiting for... I got it made. I just forgot to bring it downstairs. So let me get my tea, because I'm going to need it, I think. We'll start without it. But anyway, I took some screenshots. Hey there, Joe. I am so excited for this one here. Did I read the survey about how they got the missing footage for part 2? I didn't actually. I did not. See, I was at work, and when the announcement went, because for those that don't know, I'm at work all the time now. That's been like, and it's been getting really busy lately. So I've only got to look at I've only got to look over the announcement and like just kind of like scan it. So the deep dive that I'm doing right now, this is the first time I'm deep diving it with you guys right here. So there's a lot of things that I don't know. I did not know about the missing footage from part 2. Hey there, John. Welcome, man. So that's something that I missed out on here, but I got it all up here right now. We'll go through all the features and list everything here. Anything you want me to stop about, and we'll stop and talk about it, because it's pretty cool. I even brought down my Friday 13th mask, by the way, which I used for the video. Real 3D DVD review, dude. That is what I'm really excited about. But this is one that my eldest got me, and this is the NECA Jason mask from the NES game, which I actually adore, which a lot of people hate, but I do love it. The mask is actually ceramic. So if I miss some of your messages, because I got to open up this here to read it, the stuff, it's going to kill us all. Well, you're the one to name Jason. Then I apologize. I'll check any messages that I miss afterwards. All right. So disc 1, Friday 13th, 1980, the R-rated theatrical version. We're getting a brand new 4K scan of it. U.S. theatrical trailer, international theatrical spot trailer, TV spot to U.S. and U.K. spots, movie stills, poster, and lobby gallery. I got on to disc 2. We're getting the uncut one from version of Friday 13th. I remember when that was only available in the UK. There was a new 4K scan of it from the OCN, the original camera negative. A new restored original mono track. I'm actually excited about that. Audio commentary with a bunch of people. I'll only like really highlight stuff that's like I'll get into the names of that if it's brand new. Twilight Time got taken off the web. We still don't know what they're going to do, by the way. Fresh cuts, new tales from Friday 13th, The Man Behind the Legacy, Sean S. Cunningham. Friday 13th reunion panel, Lost Tales from Camp Blood Part 1. And the thing I'm excited about that I know a lot of people aren't, but I am, the vintage Fangoria magazine article from Friday the 13th. I love those magazine articles. This 3 is part 2. This is what you guys are telling me about, and I did not know. Okay, so we get a brand new 4K scan. I'm actually very excited about that. Part 2 is one of my all-time favorite Friday the 13th films, by the way, guys. New restored mono track, new slash scenes, the long-awaited uncut gore footage. So that's what you're talking about. I did not know there was gore footage that were cut out. That was cut out of this. I'm guessing it's probably going to be the Fangoria article. A new audio commentary with Amy Steele, filmmaker Tommy Hudson, and author Peter M. Brack. Of course, he wrote the book. A new audio commentary with Russell Todd. I'm a big soap opera fan, so I know Russell Todd, of course, not just from this, but from Another World. Kirsten Baker, Bill Randolph, Lauren Marie Taylor, another soap opera actress, Stu Charno, and an author Peter M. Brack, who I'm going to guess is going to be kind of like moderating it. New My Life with Jenny. Oh, nice. A conversation with actress Amy Steele, moderated by Justin Beam. Super stoked for that. I'm a huge Amy Steele fan. Hey, what self-respecting Friday the 13th person didn't have a crush on Amy Steele throughout the years? Come on, admit it. You guys had a crush on Amy Steele too. Even you, Emily. You had a crush. Did you have a crush on Amy Steele? Inside Crystal Lake Memories, the book. Friday's Legacy Horror Conventions. Lost Tales from Camp Blood Part 2. More vintage Fangoria articles. U.S. theatrical trailer. Japanese theatrical trailer. TV spots, radio spots, movie still galleries, posters and lobby cards. Disc 4 is part 3. And again, a brand new audio scan for this one, 4K audio scan from the original camera negative for both the 2D and 3D version. This is where I got super excited. I have a 3D television and I have a PlayStation 4 and a PSVR system. So either way, either downstairs or upstairs, I am set to watch this film. New restored mono track, new Blu-ray 3D version of the film. To watch the 3D version, you must have a fully capable 3D TV and 3D Blu-ray player. In case you're unaware, if you got a 3D TV and you're unaware if you got a 3D Blu-ray player, if you got a PlayStation 4, you got a 3D Blu-ray player. I am so excited. I have not seen this in a really good 3D version. I'm hoping this is a really good 3D version since the theaters, because I actually saw part 3 in the theater. Audio commentary with actors Dana Kimmel, Larry Zerner, Paul Kratka, and Richard Brooker. Fresh Cuts 3D Terror, Lost Tales from Camp Blood. Part 3, more vintage Fangoria articles. Theatrical trailer, TV spots, radio spots, movie stills gallery, posters, and lobby card gallery. You sent me the article about part 2? Excellent. I'll check it out after. I'm excited about that. Now with the final chapter, there's a new 4K scan, new mono track, auto commentary. And this is where the fan commentaries come in with Adam Green and Joe Lynch. I'm pretty sure that the fan commentaries are the ones will probably be similar to what they did on their podcast, if not like taken from their podcast. I have watched Jaws 3 and so that's going to be interesting because I do like their podcast. There's also slash scenes without a commentary, director Joseph Zito. Jason's Unlucky Day, 25 years after Friday the 13th. The Lost Standing, that's the one with the mom. Crystal Lake Memories Revisited, Massacres Revisited Part 1. Lost Tales from Camp Blood Part 4. Jimmy's Dead Dance Moves. Vintage Fangoria magazine articles. Actually some really good ones for Part 4. Theatrical trailer, TV spots, radio spots, movie stills gallery, posters, and lobby cards. Then we get into one of my favorites, part 5, which is disc 6. So new restored mono track for that one. Two brand new commentaries. There is the Adam Green, Joe Lynch commentary, and there's a commentary with Melanie Kinnaman, Deborah Voorhees, Tiffany Helm, and author Peter M. Brack. There is, of course, the original commentary that was with the late Danny Steinman, John Shepard, and Shavar Ross. Lost Tales of Camp Blood Part 5, The Crystal Lake Massacres Revisited Part 2, New Beginnings Making of Friday the 13th Part 5, Vintage Fangoria magazine articles, theatrical trailer, TV spots, movie stills gallery, posters, and lobby cards. Part 7, you get like a restored stereo track, new audio commentary with Tom Matthews, Vincent Gustafaro, Kiri Noonan, Cynthia Kania, I'm going to get some names wrong, by the way, C.J. Graham and author Peter M. Brack. There's a new fan commentary, but this one has Adam Green, Joe Lynch, and Tom McLaughlin. So that should be really interesting. So hopefully you guys listened to me when I said to listen to that podcast with what Tom McLaughlin was interviewed on, because that's going to come up here, by the way. Audio commentary with writer-director Tom McLaughlin, another one with Tom McLaughlin, and one of the actors and editor. Lost Tales from Camp Blood Part 6. Crystal Lake Memories Revisited Part 3. October's going to be glorious. It is going to be glorious, Ash. Lost Tales from Camp Blood, The Crystal Lake Massacres, Meeting Mr. Voorhees, alternate editing, ending storyboards, which if you read the novelization of Part 6, then you've read this here ending. Jason Lives, The Making of Friday 13th Part 6, Flash Scenes, Vintage Fangoria articles, theatrical trailer, TV spots, Still Gallery. Part 7, we got a new restored stereo track for this one here. Everything else is pretty much is sent over from like audio commentaries. There's 2 audio commentaries for this one. Jason's Destroyer, Mind Over Matter. Now, one of the commentaries was not on the initial set, and it came on like it was on the initial set, then it wasn't on another set. Then I think it may have gotten put back on. It's a bit of a yeah. There's a couple commentaries that were missing at some point. Jason's Destroyers, The Makers of Friday 13th Part 7. Mind Over Matter, The Truth of Telekinesis, Makeover by Maddie, Need a Little Touch Up, Work My Ass, Slash Scenes with Introduction, Vintage Fangoria articles, TV spots, movies, still galleries, posts from behind the scenes. Jason Takes Manhattan. Pretty much it's pretty much the same as we've already seen. The 2 audio commentaries, including the one that was on the original disc of it, that was on the original set that came out. New York Has a Problem in the Making, Friday 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, Slash Scenes, Gag Reels, Theatrical Trailers, TV Spots, Movie Stills Gallery, and posters and behind the scenes. Don't worry, we're getting to the really, really good stuff, and that's going to be in the bonus discs too. Aside from Part 2, really amazed me. Jason Goes to Hell, the R-rated theatrical version of it. It gets its own disc with a new 2K scan of the interpositive, a new introduction by director Adam Marcus, probably apologizing like he did in the commentary. Poster behind the scenes gallery. Look at Friday 13th Prop Museum book. That's actually kind of cool. Jason Goes to Hell, the uncut version, which is the one that I have on DVD. And it's a really good one, actually. New 2K scan. Oh, nice. With the interpositive with HD inserts. New introduction by Marcus. New interview with Adam Marcus. New Jason versus Terminator. Adam Marcus on the growing up the... Okay, Cunningham. I'm glad I stopped myself because I saw the word Cunning. And Cunningham's. New Uber Jason, an interview with Kane Hodder and playing Jason. New audio commentary with director Adam Marcus and Peter Brack. They really got a lot of footage out of Marcus there. Additional TV footage with new optional audio commentary with Adam Marcus and director and author Peter Brack. I'm interested in that. Audio commentary with director Adam Marcus and screenwriter Dean Lowry. So there's some interesting stuff there as well. Jason X. We're going to get anything new for Jason X. New 2K scan, new introduction by Kane Hodder, nice. New audio commentary with Todd Farmer and Peter Brack. Out of Space, The Making of Jason X, nice. I did not see this before, guys. Featuring interviews with Noel Cunningham, Sean Cunningham, actor Kane Hodder, writer Todd Farmer. New In Space, No One Can Hear You Scream, interview with Todd Farmer. New Chrissy's a Headbanger, interview with actress Christy Angus. She's the one that gets the really memorable death. New Jason Rebooted. Sean Cunningham on Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. I would have liked to have seen like a follow-up on the Jason X, maybe like in a different like alternate like timeline. Maybe that's just me though. Audio commentary with Tim Isaacs and writer Todd Farmer, Noel Cunningham, Many Lives of Jason Voorhees, a documentary on the history of Jason. That's actually really good. But it means necessary, The Making of Jason X, club reel, vintage cast and crew, behind the scenes, EPK kit, theatrical trailers, TV spots, movie stills gallery, posters, and behind the scenes. No Fangoria articles, unfortunately. Jason versus Freddy, it's pretty much Jason versus Freddy. The audio commentary with Ron Yu, Robert Englund, Ken Kirzinger, 21 deleted alternate scenes, on locations, Genesis. Yeah, they did the music video with El Nino, How Can I Live? And the whole pre-fight, where they did like the press conference in Bally's Casino. Disc 14, of course, is the Friday 13th part 2009. Terror trivia track with picture-in-picture, featuring comments from the cast and crew, the rebirth of Jason. Before he's looking at the making of making Friday 13th, hacking back, slashing forward, remembering the original groundbreaking slash scenes, the best 7 kills. Um, it doesn't say if this is the cut or uncut version, like because there's two versions of this one here. There's like one called the killer cut, and it doesn't actually say if that's the killer cut or not. So I'm going to guess it's the killer cut, but I like clarification on that. It's not going to make a difference. The set is amazing, but I got the killer cut. That wouldn't be a deal breaker for me, especially since there's no new there's not going to be any new 4K restoration of that one. Okay, bonus disc 15. We're getting to the bonus disc here, guys. Crystal Lake Confidential, an interview with producer-director Shannon Cunningham. Machete Memories, an interview with producer-director Steve Miner. New Chicago to Connecticut, the early career of Harry Manfredini. That's going to be interesting. Interview with composer Harry Manfredini. New The Magic Keyboard, Harry Manfredini on scoring Friday 13th. New Blood Types, interview with actor Harry Crosby. Oh, wow. A new Once Speared, Twice Shy, an interview with actor Bill Randolph. New Back to Camp, the locations of Friday 13th and Friday 13th Part 2, hosted by Malcolm Gingold. New It Came from the Vaults, an interview with La La Land Records, Matt Verbois and Michael V. Gerard, and composer Harry Manfredini. New Finding Friday on location of the Friday 13th films. The Friday 13th Chronicles, the 8-part featurette that was on the first box set that came out. Secrets Galore Beyond the Gore, 3-part featurette on the makeup effects from parts 1, 4, and 7. Crystal Lake Victims Tell It All, Tales from the Cutting Room Floor. Friday 13th Artifacts and Collectibles, Jason Forever. That's a really neat one. Q&A with Ari Lehman, Warrington Gillette, CJ Graham, and Kane Hodder. Legacy of the Mask, Slasher Films Going for the Jugular. Friday 13th Playing Cards Steel Gallery. That's actually kind of neat. And some Easter eggs. Ooh. All right. Remember when I told you to listen to that podcast? Here's why. Bonus disc number 2, disc 16. Music video, Alice Cooper, Man Behind the Mask. New Alice Lives, Alice Cooper and Friday the 13th, Part 6. A look at the music video of The Man Behind the Mask, featuring Alice Cooper and director Jeffrey Ebelson. I'm not quite sure if they have the alternate version as a part of that look back, but with Trick Bag, but they just might, because it was mentioned in the interview. New Legends Never Die, Tom McLaughlin at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. That's when I mentioned there was a featurette that Tom McLaughlin had wanted to get into the set. This is the one. New The Road to Crystal Lake, an interview with producer Shannon Cunningham. New Life, Death, and Jason Voorhees, an interview with Tom McLaughlin. Is probably where he wants to do another Friday 13th film. New Faceless Evil, Shannon Cunningham and Jason. New Jason Was Here, Friday 13th, Part 3 to 6, locations then announced. I'm actually very excited about that, especially Part 5. Scream Queens, Horror Heroines Exposed, as a 2014 documentary. The whole thing's on here, 80 minutes. Slice and Dice, Slasher Film Forever, as a 78-minute documentary. That's on here as well. It was originally put up by 88 Films. Trailer reel from all 12 Friday 13th films. 13 trailers in a row. Freddy vs. Jason, storyboards and production galleries. Friday 13th teaser trailer, 2009. Theatrical trailer, 2009. TV spots, EPK kit. Friday 13th series newspaper ads still gallery. Oh, I'm so excited about that. Vintage newspaper ads for all 12 films and Easter egg. And I'm excited to find out what the Easter eggs are. So there you go, guys. I think that's a pretty deep dive. I'm just going to see what Emily... The upcoming Friday 13th box set from Scream Factory will include the uncut footage from Part 2. Being lost over 40 years. So, so that's the bill. Well, prepping to shoot an interview with Bill Randolph, decided to rewatch Crystal Lake Memories documentary in order to avoid repeating stories that had already been discussed. Apparently, they found really good quality on VHS for those. I'm going to read through that afterwards, but I got to get up this here, open up now, to see what I missed. Thank you, Emily. I really want to read that. That is incredible. What? Tony, flash reflection. I had my phone turned up. I apologize. Is there anybody at this point, like in all seriousness, anybody even remotely thinking of not getting the Friday the 13th box set? Now, see some of your messages that I missed out on before, so I do apologize. Only missing is that Crystal Lake's Memories documentary. Still, yeah, but the Crystal Lake Memory documentary is one you. I think most of us got that one, anyways. Do I think the Friday 13th box set will sell out before it's released? After this, I think so. October's gonna be glorious. The set, the Dawn of the Dead release, oh, yeah, amazing stuff. Have a 3D OLED TV, Ragman? Way to go. Then you're ready for this. I get 1 minute gores out for this franchise. It's incredible. If you're here and you're liking the video, please hit that like button. It helps out a lot, especially if you want to be notified when these videos come up, because that's how YouTube lets people know is they see likes on there, and they're more likely to make sure that it gets notified. All right. So before I go any further, what do you think of this set? Is there anybody that at this point is disappointed in this Friday the 13th set? Is everybody picking it up? Hey, me. Guess you'll be watching lots of horror in November, December. It's insane. Well, Kubrick, you're saving up for Japan. I understand that. I'm a diehard Friday fan. This is better than Christmas, guy said. Yeah, for me, this is like Christmas. I can't believe it just blows me away. The stuff. Keith, I'm right there with you, man. I pre-ordered right away too. But I didn't pre-order from Scream Factory. I pre-ordered from Amazon. So hopefully, it goes well. I cannot believe the amount of box sets that are coming out this year. Is there that they're going to pack in the Friday 13th, like the TV series? Nah, if they can get the rights to that, dude, that's another Scream Factory release that they can put out. You can, and I would pay for a Friday 13th, the TV series, by the way, guys, ran for 3 seasons. It's a Canadian show, also called Friday's Curse in some places, but really, really good series, and I think the DVDs went out of print, but I would totally grab that. You went for, Emily, you went for the, you said the Severed package is sweet. You went for the Severed package that I went for, the Cruelest bundle, didn't you? Black Robin ordered his for your nephew's birthday. You are an awesome uncle. As excited as you are for the set, Ash, what really gets you hopeful is the next set will be Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't doubt at all. I don't think anybody right now, after seeing the Halloween set and then seeing them kind of double up with the Friday the 13th set, I don't doubt remotely that they're going to do Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, the thing about Nightmare on Elm Street is it's been extremely well covered. Freddy's Nightmares, unfortunately, Alan, is not on DVD, the complete series. There were a couple episodes on VHS tapes, and there are 2 episodes on the Nightmare on Elm Street Blu-ray set that came out, the kind of slim set. But they've never been released all together. There's 2 seasons in total. It was a series that didn't get canceled because of bad ratings. It was a series that got canceled for very different reasons. Should you watch Crystal Lake Memories before or after you get the box set? Yeah. That's a good question, actually. That's a really good question. Me personally, I'm probably going to watch it afterwards. I want to dive into the films first. Freddy's Night was an extremely fun watch. Here, Black Robin in Canada, where I'm from, they used to show it at 3 a.m. in the morning. So the very first episode of Freddy's Nightmares came on at 3 a.m. on a Friday morning. Hey there, Richard. Now that's the thing. I think we all grabbed Friday 13th back in the day with the DVD sets, and then we grabbed that the cheap Paramount selection for $20. Hey Jamie, you seen the uncut footage that will appear in the disc for part 2? All the stuff we wanted to see is there. It's a little dark on the dark side, but we can clearly see the gore gags. That's awesome. Welcome, by the way, Jamie. How did you see that footage? I was hoping they could put his name was Jason in Crystal Lake Memories, though. I get that, but I think I was kind of surprised that they didn't put his name as Jason on there. I really did not expect them to put Crystal Lake Memories. It's like a big 2-disc set, and it's an easy find now, so not that expensive to buy. So, you know, it would have been easy to put in there, but with the stuff they had in there with 16 discs, they probably would have had to put another disc or so in there. And because if they would have put it on one of the other discs, which are already packed, it would have caused, you know, there's only so much going to go on a Blu-ray disc, and they packed the 15th and 16th disc. So it would have had to put another disc in there. Peter Brack's a buddy of yours. Special features. My screen fact. Oh, Jamie, welcome. Release of Urban Legend. So this is your first time here. Guys, this is a guy that made a couple of my very favorite films, Jamie Blanks, who did Urban Legend and Valentine. Actually 3, because Storm Warning too, which, by the way, Jamie, needs a good Scream Factory release as well. I would love to see Storm Warning get a good release. I got the Dimension Extreme DVD of it, and yeah. You can tell Scream Factory there's a want for it. Welcome to the Call to Cinema, and everybody welcome Jamie to the Call to Cinema. I told the story on here, but you weren't on here when I told it, in that I don't look at my Skype enough, apparently, because Jamie messaged me about a year ago, or somewhere like around that, and it was only about, I think, was it a month ago, that I saw the message and actually messaged you back, and then we responded back and forth on Hotmail. I get the rights entangled. Yeah, the Weinstein thing. Good luck with that, dude. Jamie's not just a director, though. Jamie's a composer as well, so he does music too. I know my stuff. See, I'm not. So you've seen the. I'm excited about the footage. I've never met Peter Brack. There was a website back in the day called like the Friday 13th. Remember the Friday 13th forum? I'm sure you must have been on it. And Brack was on there as well when he was doing the documentary. I want to see if we get a special feature for the. I know, I missed out. Like, just this, you know, it's like, well, not just, really, it's this close. But I live right here, actually. We drove out tonight to get some stuff after work. And and we just drove past Sydney Mines, which is Valentine's Bluff. So for people that are new here, I live right next to where they filmed My Bloody Valentine at. Too bad they didn't delete scenes for the New Blood. I mean, I think they deleted scenes for the New Blood as far as I know, and Jamie will probably know more about this because he's you know, he hung out with Peter Brack, who pretty much is kind of an authority when it comes to this. That the scenes from part 7 are pretty much gone. Like he tried. I think he looked a few years ago, like to actually to find them. But I think they were destroyed, and I think Amy is right. I think they were destroyed by the producer, which is a damn shame. Yeah, I'm talking about the original, like My Bloody Valentine. So if you've ever seen and I'm sure you've seen the film, Scream Factory put it out. When you're going through, like, when you see like them going at the bar where where Moosehead beer is all over the place, and where the mine and all that's at, then yeah, I drive by there on, well, my better half drives. I don't drive. We drive by there on like a regular basis. It's actually, when I was coming to Nova Scotia originally, we were like, we put a bid on a house. And that house was actually in City Mines. And I was really excited about it because I said, I'm going to be able to walk through Valentine's Bluff. and we unfortunately we lost a bit on the house to a church, no less. So we had to get a house at the last minute, and it was really kind of like literally we rented a house online. We were not even sure if the house was really going to be there when we got there. Luckily, it was. So how's it down Australia down there now? I mean, like, I know you guys like the curfew salon, right? The new features, Hobo, are insane. I can't go through it again. Check at the beginning of the video because I went through like 16 pages of features for this. We got new footage from part two. There's documentaries, new audio commentaries, 4K scans for the first four films, new mono tracks. Oh, Black Christmas is my favorite movie of all time. The 1974 Black Christmas is the one that got me started in looking at films and more than like, okay, this is a picture that I see on the screen. There was the way that it was shot, and there was this one sequence in the film when Margot Kidder's character in the 1974 Black Christmas is getting killed. Spoiler alert for a movie done in 1974, where she's getting killed. There's the glass unicorn, and the kids are singing the caroling. There's carolers outside, and that stuck with me. Not just because it's kind of a scary, kind of horrific, and lyrically beautiful scene, but just the way that it was cut together, the way that it was edited, and the impact that it had because of that. That particular scene in that film was one of the things that got me wanting to know what goes on all parts of the camera. I have not get to see the Tremors trailer yet. I know a lot of people have seen it, but I haven't seen it. But Jamie, thank you so much for coming in. I'm super stoked. One of these days, hopefully, when I work out this here, if you want to do it, you're welcome to come on, and we'll have a chat sometime. No pressure. Just if you ever feel like it. I can't believe Bob Clark directed Black Christmas and A Christmas Story. He directed a lot of different stuff. Like here's a guy who directed Porky's as well. And of course he directed one of my favorite movies that people don't talk about enough called Murder by Decree. Thanks, we'll definitely make that happen. Let me figure out the StreamYard thing. I'm working out with Cinema Tape, but I definitely would love to have you on here. We can chat about your films, some of the films that you're interested in, because I know you're a big slasher fan like me. And it shows in the films you made. Hey, Cinematech, welcome, man. Bob Clark was an extremely interesting guy. He did a lot of really different stuff, and he's kind of Bob Clark as a director for me he's so versatile in the stuff that he did. Death Dream's amazing, Keith, and I think like Larry Cohen as like a writer, who was just so well versed with everything they did. We definitely wouldn't run out of stuff to talk about, Jamie. That's 100% certain. After watching Meet the Feebles, I'm only more convinced that Peter Jackson should direct a screen adaptation of ABQ. Yeah, I got I don't know if it's like legit copy of Meet the Feebles, but I bought a copy off a guy. I bought a bunch of movies, and it had like a kind of a dodgy cover. Like it might be legit, but not a very good one. I would really love to see like him do. Oh, here it is, right here. See, like Meet the Feebles, and it's by something called Substance. So I'm not quite sure if they're like legit or not. There's a fear of making movies under 2.5 hours. Well, he used to make some good ones, man. I'm a big fan of the. Oh, Kubrick. Jamie doesn't have a channel, as far as I know, on YouTube. He's the director that I talk about when I talk about the Scream Factory films, the urban legend ones, and Valentine. Have I seen Heavy Traffic or any of the? I love the Ralph Bakshi stuff. There was one. What was it called? Is it American Pop? It it's really well done. It's basically, I'm pretty sure it's Bakshi. So, and it's like basically there's this family, and they're all like musically gifted, and it follows the family like throughout the generation, and we see like how close each one is to getting is to getting there. It's like to making it famous, to making it big. And there's always some tragedy that happens along the way, and we get to the last one, the guy that finally makes it, and it's a brilliant film. I think it's the song Night Moves that plays at the end of the for that one, and that's a rough action one, I think, and brilliant. And I watched it. I remember I had it on VHS, and I watched it, and I really, it really got me. It's one of those films that really got me, and I sat back, and I think for in like 10 or 15 minutes, and then I did the thing that I would do often later on when I found a film that I really liked. I would rewind it and watch it again, and that's kind of what I do. That's why I can't get through all these damn movies, because I'll see a movie that I like, I will take that movie, I will rewind it, and I will watch it again. I'm going to mention the movie Shockwaves. Have you seen Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things and Shockwaves? I own Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things here. I need a better release of it. And Shockwaves I got here too. I love Shockwaves actually. It stars one of the stars of Flipper, which is actually a really neat little thing, and Peter Cushing. And who doesn't love Nazi underwater zombies in a film? It's I got a little bit of everything. So is it Phoenix Pictures that's doing the remake for have you had anything to like any say in the film at all? Or is it like just kind of like more of a, or is that something that I'm not like, I don't know. I want to be sure. I don't want to ask the wrong thing. We haven't heard that in years. Yeah, I know. I still have VHS here too, so I I'm gonna be I still watch some VHS, though I'm not sure what's going to happen when I move to Morocco. I don't think that, well, the VHS use different VHS tapes over there, and I don't know like if you can find much VHS over in Morocco right now. They don't have a lot of like when it comes to the physical media stuff. So when we're flying all this stuff, well, we're gonna get getting a crate, uh, and just kind of like putting it like sending it across on boat. I can play them. I actually have a VCR right here. I should be, if I wasn't moving, be actually buying more VCRs. Don't know much about it except they're doing internet urban legends. So kind of a creepypasta type spin on it. That could be interesting actually. I don't know. I think the original classic urban legends, they never die. They're always scary. I know like they want to update and do like the kind of the creepypasta Channel Zero type of thing, but the old school urban legends, the stuff you tell late at night with your friends or in a campfire, or just sitting back and you're like maybe a movie's just gotten over and you're sitting back with some people and you're like, did you ever hear that story? And you start to tell somebody, and yeah, those stick with you. Those are the ones that stick with you. Those are the ones that keep you up at night. The one that was big with me, and you use it at the beginning of your film, was the killer in the back seat. Now I lived at the time in Alberta, in Camrose, Alberta, and I'd heard often about, there was this thing that happened, and like I'm not quite sure who it was, but it was a friend of my sister's type of thing from an older kid, and it was like there's this killer in the back seat and with the flashing lights, right? So And then later on was in a movie called Nightmares. Like they did like a skit with that. Oh, the put out. Oh, Indy, you got to check it out, man. The put out listed every single feature, 16 discs for the Friday 13th box set. Uh, Check this video from the beginning afterwards because I list every single feature on there, and they found footage from part two that was lost. So I'm super stoked about that. Scary stories like saying you. Like the kidney remove thing that was actually done, and I think in the sequel they used that one, and that was actually put in actually afterwards. I think that wasn't initially going to be in there, but it was the sequence at the beginning of Urban Legend that I'll always remember because it reminded me of when I was a kid in Alberta. I was in grade 7, and it was my girlfriend's. I think it was my girlfriend's big brother at the time was like talking about it. Was talking about like, oh yeah, and this person in the back seat, and I'm like, oh. And I had to walk home that night, and I literally lived on what would you call the wrong side of the tracks. There were literal tracks there. So going home on that, and after you hear something that kind of creeps you out, and especially when you're a kid, it was fall, and so the leaves were kind of crisp and that. So I'm walking home, and every sound, the wind, the leaves under my feet, everything was just like it was just a nightmare waiting to happen. Was you originally going to put that in part one with the kidney scene? That would have been actually that's not a bad idea. I had a big crush on Alicia Witt. I hope she was really nice to work with because I'm not going to lie, I actually did. Um, like you change your opinions on the Friday 13th movies every time you watch them. She's one of the sweetest. If you ever see Alicia, just say love her work because I actually do. From yeah, I think I fought her right from TV as well. So I'd seen her in, and of course later on in what was the name of the series? Mentalist, right? Because she was in the Mentalist too. Would I rather see Jason? I don't want to see a Jason versus. I'll be honest, Josephine. I'm going to get crucified for this, but Jason versus Freddy was a fun one-off for me. But I'm not big on the verses. I would prefer Frankenstein versus the Wolfman, the old school stuff, but not big on the newer versus stuff. That's it's always like something that kind of maybe. And that being said, maybe I was a little bit like I because I wanted to see I wanted to see Kane because I'd seen I'd heard like Kane at conventions like talking about Jason versus Freddy got to happen, Jason versus Freddy got to happen. And so when they finally really make the movie, and it's like Ken Kirzinger who played the chef, and Jason Takes Manhattan, and I'm like, he's a big guy, but I don't see him as Jason. And then Jason versus Freddy came out, and I'm watching through it, and it gets to that point where Jason's scared of water. I'm like, Jason, have the people that wrote this movie ever seen a Friday the 13th movie? Because there's literally a scene in every Friday the 13th movie that's Jason in it, where he's walking out into the water, and, to kill somebody. So drops of water, not going to scare Jason. You must have an awesome VHS collection, Emily, if you still got your collection for over 30 years. Yeah, Kane is such a nice guy, and I mean, he's got ragged on him and Savannah got ragged on for stuff. But I actually I got to meet them both, and they were really, really, really we were really sweet to me anyway. And my better half got the choke from Kane, the infamous choke that he does in his pictures when you do it. You miss VHS, Jason? I actually missed you. Jamie Blanks. Yes, he. Jamie Blanks is here. So somebody linked my urban legend review. I hope you liked it. I did my best. Um, is someplace Jason? So what? As in like the young Jason, or as in like the Jason where we see like the kind of the melting face. So the Jason at the end, right? The one that's lying in the thing. So he pops up a couple times in the film. I never understood exactly why Jason like is at points of the film sort of like he's not, there's nothing wrong with his face, but then I later on I took it as like, okay, this isn't like Jason, or that's like the zombie Jason. This isn't a live Jason. Part 8 is a total ghost story. And I think when you kind of dive into part Jason Takes Manhattan and you realize this isn't like you're not looking at zombie Jason, you're not looking at the Jason from the other films. You're looking at like a literal ghost Jason. He's in one, like there'll be one scene he'll be down by a car, and like in the same scene a few seconds later he's up in a in a building. When you realize that, then the rest of it, it makes a bit more sense, and it makes it a bit more easier and more palatable when you're watching the film. But the first time you see it, it's a it's a little, what exactly are they doing here? It's been amazing. Everybody should get their what? Everybody should get their news from the Share Factory website, because it's more fun to be a little surprised. The anticipation. Well, the anticipation is over right now because we all know. And I am guessing next, Jamie, I'm going to put a bet on this next big set that Scream Factory puts out, Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, I don't mean like a set like a Fly, or like a set like they did with Omen. Great sets, by the way. But next big mega set, Nightmare on Elm Street. The door has been opened. They've been, this for to do the Friday the 13th set. A few of those films had to come from New Line. They had the conversation. That conversation's been opened up from New Line. There is no way that Cliff or those guys went in there and started talking Friday the 13th, and they did not at least kind of put in some inroads for to get for Nightmare on Elm Street. Show Factory Studio DVD, not so much. I think they do some DVDs, Alan, but not like they used to. I mean, like I'm sure there's some out there. I haven't found them around like here lately. Lately, I've been finding like some Scream Factories, mostly Blu-ray stuff. But they used to do like a lot of DVDs. Used to have like a balance of both. Well, hopefully your health like gets better. Stay, make sure that just stay healthy, do the best you can. My positive vibes go out to you, in all seriousness. Most important thing in the world, you got your health and the people around you. So you'll get there and you'll get to see the set. It's more titles and short new lines within reach. Alone in the Dark. Another film, by the way, there's a Friday the 13th connection, as I'm sure you know. Um, but Alone in the Dark is a fantastic film. Alone in the Dark, I want. There's a couple movies that I really want. Alone in the Dark is one of them. Fade to Black is the other one. I would love to see Scream Factory put out both of those releases. I love Alone in the Dark because it's a Jack Shoulder film. Of course, you would go on to do The Hidden, and of course, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. We got like Donald Pleasance. You got Jack Palance in this one here. Martin Landau at his craziest. Jack Short Easter egg. No, I don't think I did, so I'm gonna check that out tonight. Can you let me know kind of where the Easter egg's at? There's a Jack Shoulder Easter egg. I'm a big fan because The Hidden was a big movie for me. Alone in the Dark is probably a little bit bigger though. Alone in the Dark has a scene with Jason, because there's a scene on. What's it like? She's having a. What is it like? It's been a long time since I've seen it. Like she's having like is it a nightmare sequence or something like that, where kind of like she goes to the window and kind of like a Jason kind of pops up. I'm so checking that out. See, I suck at finding Easter eggs. There used to be this website called easteregg.com or something like that. And it would have like all, as like DVDs would come out, there'd be like all different Easter eggs, like from different things. And I would be like going there all the time. Alone in the Dark is the most underrated slasher of all time. It's definitely an underrated slasher film. And it's such a simple premise too. Basically, uh, three mental asylum patients, their doctor is leaving and going somewhere else, and the they think something horrible's happened, so they escape and they go to find their doctor. I mean, like the con. Yeah, I mean, like it was like Nightmare on Elm Street was, I guess, the part two was the one that I haven't seen the documentary yet on that. There's apparently a documentary on Nightmare on Elm Street part two, which I got to see, but I haven't been able to check that out yet. You sort of feel bad for Jason because he's bullied. I feel bad for Jason. I was always a kid that was either that got bullied myself, or I saw if I saw somebody else get bullied, I would kind of confront the bully because I didn't care. I didn't mind getting bullied myself, but I didn't like seeing other people get bullied. Probably because I knew how it felt. So maybe that's why I like the Friday 13th movies and slasher movies so much. The underdogs in Valentine, the underdog is always is kind of getting the doing the comeuppance. Probably a little bit drastic of the comeuppance, but so that's where the nosebleed comes from. I should have known that. I'm slipping, man, in my old age. But no, I grew up like I was a scrawny kid, like a scarecrow of a kid, really. I was the Jonathan Crane in my class, and so when I was really young, I used to stutter a lot. So I can talk on here now, but for like years I couldn't speak like really well. I would stutter like massively, and there was these kids that would like put me in a circle. They would get in a circle around me, and they would like get me to swear, to curse, because it was funny for the stuttering guy to curse, and I put up with that for like quite a bit, and then one day the big kid came, and he had a new bike, and he started like riding his bike around, and like on the smaller kids, he would just go up and he would like stop right before, like, and they'd jump out of the way, and he would do it, and he would like laugh his butt off, and they'd jump out of the way, and because he like, oh, I'm going to hit you with my bike type thing. So I got, I was a scrawny kid, but I got peeved with it all, and hey there, Chris. So he came along, and I stood in front of his bike, and he didn't have chances to stop, so bam, the bike the bike crashes. My nose. Speaking of nose, this is where the nosebleed thing comes from. My nosebleed, my nose is bleeding, and like afterwards. So he flies off the bike. I go into class, and I'm just like, I got my papers there, like my exercise book, and my nose is like just like bleeding and bleeding. I don't even notice it at first. Did they push? No, they didn't push the release, Rich. What they did was they announced all the features for the release. It's a 16 disc set. If you love Friday the 13th, Rich, you're gonna love the features on the set. It has got some amazing stuff. Thank you, Josephine. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, you got. I was lucky enough that I had a teacher when I was in grade four, and she was having her first kid at the time. I was in Mississauga, going to Lakeshore Elementary School, and have a great night there, Kay. And she kind of took me on. I was this kid, and I stuttered a lot, so she got me to read in front of the class. Like I did my math back then, right? And a bunch of power tools. Uh, she got me to read in front of the class, Washington Irving's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. So I read that every Friday. I would read a little bit of it in front of the class, and she got me some like gotten singing lessons. I can't sing, but as in just being able to like enunciate and speak, so that helped out a lot. And I got into acting from that, and from acting, throughout the years, I was able to get get into a bit of writing and write some plays and stuff for school, and then do, of course, like directing a few plays just before just before I got out of high school, and then my life went a different direction. But I do have the mask now. See ya. Now I have the mask, and this is a favorite. My kids got me this, and I actually utterly adore this mask. It's ceramic, and it of course is from the NES game. And I have the figure with that as well. It's a NECA figure, and if you open it up, it actually plays the music, the confrontation music from the NES game. My kids' names are Wes and Mimi. So Mimi is my oldest, and Wesley is my youngest. You can't say it. I think you'll be fine. I'm a pretty harmless guy behind that mask. Unless you're on a bike and you're picking on kids, then I'm not so harmless. My oldest actually kind of followed my footsteps that way. Paramount only gave us parts 5. Gave us 5, 1 on parts. I'm sure I'm missing something there. 5 stereo tracks for 5 through 8. It's really interesting to see how it's going to work there. I love the fact that there's 4K releases for the first 4. If any other company is putting this out, and I'm sure maybe Paramount has some kind of deal where they're going to put it like a pared down, like 4K version of this down the road. I would not be surprised at all. But either way, it's definitely something to. When are they going to make a new Friday movie? Well, there's a court case going on, Amy. Hey there, Trini, and it's been a bit of a mess. So basically, the original director from Friday the 13th, Seamus Cunningham, is in a court battle with Victor Miller, who wrote the first Friday the 13th film, sort of. I'll explain that in a second. And I'd be interested in your thoughts on this, Jamie. So basically, after a certain length of time, you can actually sue for your intellectual property rights for films that you've written. That time period came up, and Victor Miller went for the case. You're on Team Miller? I'm not quite sure where I am. I mean, and here's the thing. What about the late Ron Kurz? Because we got to think, I think Victor Miller definitely deserves some payment. And I don't think this case would have happened if Seamus Cunningham wouldn't have been a hard ass about it. But Ron Kurz is a name that you don't hear very much. Whenever you talk about Friday the 13th, we hear about Victor Miller and Seamus Cunningham and Steve Miner. But Kurz is the guy that really, he was the blueprint guy. He's the guy that really created who Jason is. So when we think about Jason and the hockey mask, or even the sack, and Jason as the killer, and not just as somebody that drowned in the woods, that's Ron Kurz. But Ron Kurz is passed away, unfortunately. He's out of the equation. So I do hope that they come to some sort of agreement. I don't want it to be split up. I hope that Miller and Cunningham could come to an agreement. So, because we don't want to have a never say never type thing where we get kind of two. Well, no Miller, no Jason, yes, but no Kurz, no Jason either. That's the thing. No, it's hard to fight. It's hard. That's a hard one to we can debate that. There's something we can debate. I'm kind of on your side, but just for devil's advocate part of it. It'll be interesting. Imagine a movie about Miller versus Cunningham, written by Aaron Sorkin. Oh man, I'm down for an Aaron Sorkin thing. He can't take action. In a way, Victor Miller taking action is about as close as we're going to get to Kurt's taking action. I just want, like, when all this is over, if Miller wins or if they settle out of court, that somebody, hey there, Dave, just says, there's this guy, and he had a pretty thankless role in the whole thing, and other people won't talk about him. So this YouTuber right here will talk about him. It does. I mean, like, if he wins this changes a lot. This is going to be like a precedent-setting case. I think it was, and I'm sure you probably listened to it. Larry Zerner was interviewed, and Larry Zerner was very much on the side of Victor Miller. Larry Zerner, by the way, guys, is the guy from Part 3. He played Shelley, so that's where Jason got his hockey mask at. Originally was from Shelley. So Larry Zerner's no liar. He was asked what he thought about it and whose side that he was on. Really, he was strongly in the Victor Miller camp. Because really, I understand, Emily. Actually, I got to go soon too because I unfortunately have to get up early. It has been a crazy, crazy week for me. I've taken on a lot more responsibility on my job, and it's been a bit stressful. Anyway, with all that being said, thank you all so much for coming in. Thank you, Jamie, for coming in. I'm a big fan. We have to make it happen. Make a, do a video together, chat on here sometime when I know when you're feeling like nice and good and you're not stressed. We'll talk about slashers and movies and kind of like your journey. And I would love to know like some of your favorite slasher films as well, because I know the genre is something that you got a lot of love for. Thank you everybody for coming in. I am Aaron. This is Jamie Blanks, the director of Urban Legend and Valentine, and who I am geeking out over because I'm a huge fan. This is my movie library. You are the call to cinema. You guys rock. Like Kubrick Lover says, may the cult be with you. And I have tea upstairs, which after 62 minutes, I'm probably going to have to make another cup of tea. Have a great night, guys. I'll talk to you soon.